Here are 5 indie movies you might have missed that I strongly recommend you add to your watch list. Let's go. Zola tells the wildly unconventional story of a waitress who agrees to accompany an exotic dancer, her put-upon boyfriend, and her mysterious and domineering roommate on a road trip to Florida to seek their fortune at a high-end strip club. If you enjoyed the intensity and look of Honora, you will 100% fall in love with Zola. It's shot on 16mm film, and the visuals are probably some of my favorite of all time. The halation on the sequined stripper outfits, the bleeding, vibrant colors, the chunky grain, it's a feast for the eyes. Some films look great, but then other aspects fall apart. Zola holds up in every element though, with an absolutely killer performance by Riley Keough, who, just like Mikey Madison in Honora, has embodied an entirely new persona with a thick accent and mannerisms. It's so much fun to watch her play such a crazy out there character. Something that's really interesting about Zola is what it is based on. Its premise was derived from a series of Twitter posts by an exotic dancer who tells this wild tale of excess online, and I just found that so inspiring and intriguing that you could take Twitter posts and make it into such an awesome, fun movie. If you love Sean Baker films in general, you will no doubt lap up every part of Zola. It is pretty crazy, intense, and wild. There is a lot of nudity, so I guess just make sure you're in the mood for something like that. I would say it's hands down one of my favorite A24 films, and I just didn't really hear that many people talking about it. I feel like it slipped through the cracks, so definitely seek this one out if you can. Now for a tonal change, we have Mike Mills' 2010 indie flick, Beginners. This is what I would refer to as a Sundance film. It's a funny, sad, quirky boy meets girl story. You know, the kind of thing where they lay on the floor and have long-winded conversations about life, love, and death. They have some cute in-joke, and they probably have some montage where they go like roller skating or they break into like a public pool or something fun like that. It sounds like I'm shitting on the movie and every kind of indie rom-com ever, but I'm totally not. I really, really loved Beginners. It is very of the genre though, and at times it's kind of overly sentimental or even predictable, but it's all totally forgivable and worth it because this is a wonderful character piece and meditation on life, family, love, heartbreak, and how difficult it is to be a person and find happiness or meaning. Beginners follows Oliver, who meets the irreverent and unpredictable Anna only months after his father, Hal Fields, has passed away. This new love floods Oliver with memories of his father, who, following the death of his wife of 44 years, came out of the closet at age 75 to live a full, energized, and wonderfully tumultuous gay life, which included a younger boyfriend. The performances are great here. We have an extremely likable and watchable cast paired with Mike Mills's flair for putting something together that feels quiet, minimal, arty, highly relatable, comforting, yet still gives you enough to chew on and respects its complex adult audience but doesn't pander to it. I love Mike Mills as a director and an artist, just a person all round. So definitely delve into his filmography if you haven't before. He's also directed a number of music videos that are really cool too. He features in the Beautiful Losers documentary. That's how I initially found out about him. That's also really great. I'll link it below. Next up, we have one of my favorite films released this year, Bird. 12-year-old Bailey lives with her single dad Bug and brother Hunter in a squat in North Kent. Bug doesn't have much time for his kids, and Bailey, who is approaching puberty, seeks attention and adventure elsewhere. This very dark but beautifully ethereal film, shot on 16mm, is essentially a coming-of-age story, but with an almost fantasy element tied in. There is this magical realism that brings a new approach to what otherwise would be just a very gritty, depressing British film about a neglected child trapped in a North Kent hellhole. Fun fact, this movie was shot in and around where my mother was born and where I have been, and I can confirm it's not the loveliest of places. I truly cannot fault Bird. I thought it was an amazing film, and I just don't think it got talked about enough. Something else that really stuck out to me about this film and the genius of it was the way it integrates phone usage and media so well, especially considering that the rest of it is shot on film, and visually that's such a departure from what an iPhone produces, but it still sat so nicely against it. Barry Keoghan feels in his element here and manages to have you simultaneously hating and loving him at the same time, which kind of seems to be his trademark. It also leaves you with enough ambiguity to fill in the cracks for yourself and decide what it all meant or what happened from where you get left. And I don't think that we see that enough in films now. Bird is just another wonderful entry from Andrea Arnold and well worth seeking out. A teenage loner pushes his way into the underworld of a high school crime ring to investigate the disappearance of his ex-girlfriend. Brick is a 2005 neo-noir mystery directed by Rian Johnson, who went on to direct Star Wars, The Last Jedi, and Knives Out. Before those bigger budget entries, he charmed us all with the little indie film Brick. This is, in my opinion, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's best performance ever. It's a film that I saw at the cinemas and it really stuck with me. I have revisited it many times since then. It's very stylized. Every shot is slick and cool. So if you appreciate small budget films that manage to make the most of what they have access to, then you will 100% enjoy Brick. It does feel like a first entry or maybe even like a student film. It feels aware of what it's doing in that juvenile way, but this adds to the charm, and its originality is what really holds it all together and allows you to ignore other elements that might just feel a little bit too curated. I thought Brick was highly original, and I wish we saw more films like this today. In a rural Utah town, David, a father of 4, grapples with his separation from wife Nikki as she pursues a new relationship. I literally recommend this movie to anyone who will listen, purely just because of the way it's shot. Every frame is so well considered and it uses negative space in such a compelling way. Every shot is like a breathtaking landscape photograph that's just so beautiful. The Killing of Two Lovers pairs these locked-off shots of the rural landscape with tighter claustrophobic shots of the central character in his truck dealing with the vast emotions he battles in a way that allows you to feel the anguish and brutality of what it means to experience your family unit come undone. Upon researching this film years ago when I saw it at the cinema, I found out that the director is also a photography teacher, and this makes so much sense because the film is just so well composed and just brought together. Every inch of the screen feels so considered. Even the aspect ratio, which is Academy, adds to that kind of like claustrophobic closing in on you feeling. I was also so shocked to learn that it wasn't shot on film because to me it looked so filmy. I'm not really sure what they did here, but it's so convincing. I really appreciated this just on a personal level because I am someone who is trying really hard to make every YouTube video look like it has been shot on film, with my husband painstakingly editing all of them. So if you think we've done a good job, let us know below. The sound design is also worth noting here. It really furthers the impact of the narrative and the performances. There is quite a brutal scene in the film that kind of feels like the climax, I guess. And this really surprised me. Like, it definitely took me back in the cinema. So just sort of be warned, I guess. But this made me like the film even more. This one flew under the radar big time. So definitely give it a watch if you can. If you enjoyed Blue Valentine or Manchester by the Sea, I think that you will really, really enjoy The Killing of Two Lovers. And it's a little bit more interesting because it kind of has like a thriller element, not just a, heart-wrenching drama about a couple. And it just looks amazing. All right, so those are 5 indie gems for you to add to your watch list, or if it's been a while, maybe you want to revisit them. Please let me know below if you have any that you want to recommend. I watch a lot of movies. I'm always looking for recommendations. This is a fairly new channel, so subscribe if you want to see more, and definitely let me know in the comments if there's something that you would like to see me review. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.